But I do have to advise you that I'm sitting in my car and my computer is dying, so if it dies, I have all these slides memorized, but I might need to ask you what it looks like so I can stay on track.
Absolutely, not a problem.
All right, guys. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to jump on this call. I know you guys are, bombarded with all kinds of information and facts about all different kinds of competing foods and products out there, so I can only imagine what's going on in your head. So I really appreciate you guys being out there and working with the Pet Club to grow the Halo business. I just to give you a little background on the relationship with Pet Club, they are a very, very important customer to us. We had absolutely no presence in Arizona, and I met with them, and they're just a great group of people, and they have great stores, and they really, embraced Halo and our philosophy, and they really want to help grow the brand. It's just, it's challenging going into a new market where there's not a lot of presence, and then, trying to help them get the sales volume that they're getting on some of their other larger lines. I'm pretty sure all of you have probably heard the radio advertising that's been going on in Arizona and Scottsdale I guess since January. It's Ellen DeGeneres' voice. Just to kind of give you an idea of some tools you guys have access to during June while you're demoing, the entire line of Halo is going to be 20% off at Pet Club. Dry food, cans, treats, supplements, 20% off. You guys are going to be armed with $4 coupons. And then Halo is also a part of Pet Club's frequent feeder program. So those are three really great incentives to encourage a customer to give Halo a try. So let's go to the next the slide after the introductory slide.
You're set.
All right, guys. As you probably know, the term natural is thrown around very loosely. They actually have the audacity to call Cheez-It natural now. So, the term natural is quite frankly abused these days. So at Halo, we have a saying that we use that goes, there's natural and then there's Halo natural. And there are 5 distinguishing characteristics of Halo that we feel sets us apart from some of the other so-called all-natural diets that are available. The first thing that sets us apart is the fact that Halo was founded more than 25 years ago. That's a long time to be in business. And every time I say this next thing, everyone always tells me to knock on wood. But we've been around for longer than 25 years, and we have never had a recall. That is pretty profound. The second thing that sets us apart are our pure products. Halo only uses the best whole food ingredients. Chicken meal and other rendered animal parts are never used. I'm not just talking about chicken byproducts or byproduct meals. I'm talking about chicken meal, beef meal, salmon meal, any kind of meal. We do not use meals. Now, please don't get that confused with me telling you that meals are bad. I will never badmouth another brand out there that has a meal in it. And not to mention, every other food that the Pet Club carries that is a dry diet has meals in it. So we need to be careful to not, allude to the fact that there's something wrong with meals. I'll touch more on that later. The third thing that sets us apart is our focused channel strategy. Halo will never go into grocery stores. We're only sold in natural markets and pet specialty stores. And one thing that I think that is rather unique about Halo is that we started out with Petco a long time ago. I want to say 20 years ago, we launched Halo in Petco. And then from there, we began networking and reaching out to build our independent business. And I think that says something for Halo in comparison to all the other, natural brands that started in independent and then kind of pulled the rug out from underneath independent and then went to big box. So we started in Petco, and then works really hard to build and develop those relationships with independent retailers to grow that channel. The fourth thing that sets us apart is our philanthropic.
You will now be placed
donate
in the conference.
more food
To mute your
shelter
line,
pets in
press
need
star 6.
than any
To
other
unmute,
pet food
press
company
pound
out there.
6.
We donate more food than Pedigree, than Purina, than Blue Buffalo, than Science Diet, and all of you guys probably know that those are, some pretty big players in this industry, and they have a much larger budget to work with than we do, and we far surpass them in the amount of food that we contribute to shelter pets in need. The fifth thing that sets us apart is our co-owner, who is Ellen DeGeneres. She is a well-known animal advocate, and she fully embraces the concept of a healthy, natural lifestyle. So, she's not a paid spokesperson. She actually, owns the company and has something invested. Excuse me. Next slide. Just to touch a little bit more on the Halo Natural story, I'm gonna beat this phrase into your guys' head about the fact that we don't use chicken meal. So if I repeat myself, I apologize. It's just kind of my thing. So Halo exclusively only uses real chicken, turkey, lamb, beef, wild salmon, duck. You get the picture. I mean, we go so far as to be able to claim that our salmon is line caught and not caught in nets. I know that may not be a big deal in, landlocked Arizona, but you'd be surprised how many people I come in contact with up in Portland and Seattle and San Francisco that actually ask me if our salmon is line caught or net caught. So anyways, it's line caught. We use only farm-raised fruits and vegetables. Like, we know where all of our ingredients come from, what farms they're sourced from. So we're able to, to have a good grasp of where everything's coming from. All of our ingredients are sourced in the United States, and all of our products are made in the United States. We only use whole grains if in our traditional diets, but we also have grain-free options available. And, you will never find artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives in any of our diets. And to take it another step farther, when you're perusing the ingredient panel of certain treats out there, you will never find corn syrup, sugar, molasses, or any type of sweetening ingredient in any of our treats. Everything is just made with the utmost quality. Let's go to the next slide. I caution you to just look at this slide as a visual and to not really repeat much of what you read off of this slide, because the fact that we don't use chicken meal is somewhat controversial because there's not a lot of companies out there who are doing this. 10 years ago, nobody thought that we were going to have, retailers were going to have a dedicated grain-free section in their store. 5 years ago, people would have told you were crazy if you said that you were going to need to have 20 freezers to be able to keep up with the demand of, feeding a raw diet because of how big it is. I guarantee you that within the next 5 years, you are going to start seeing some of the bigger brands out there, like Wellness and Blue Buffalo, and, you name it, that are going to be trying to mimic our no-meal philosophy. We are the pioneers in a no-meal recipe. There are two other manufacturers out there right now who are trying to, play off of our no-meal thing. One of those companies is a Canadian company called Petcurian. Very good company, but, when you look at the facts and the guaranteed analysis and the ingredient panel, Halo still thinks that they do the no-meal diet the best. The other company that's just recently tried to get into the no-meal category is a company called Spring Naturals. I see them a lot up in the Northwest and in Northern California. Okay, so anyways, when you're looking at this chart, we're going to be comparing chicken on the left and chicken meal on the right. I mean, chicken, it is what it is. There's no explanation needed. We only use whole, hormone-free, antibiotic-free, whole muscle meat. Chicken meal is a perfectly fine, and I'm using quotation marks here when I say pet-grade ingredient. Chicken meal is highly processed. So many of the nutrients in chicken meal are lost because of the high temperatures that it is processed at in order to transform the protein into a meal. And, you know, if you were to Google chicken meal, you will find that per the FDA, chicken meal is illegally fit for human consumption. So, you know, Tyson or Bertolli, or, you know, I'm trying to think of different food companies, human food companies out there that use chicken. Like, they could never use chicken meal in their diets and then try to sell for human consumption. It's just not fit for human consumption. In our mind, in Halo's mind, we think, well, if we can't eat it, why are we going to feed it to our pets? I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on the chicken meal in a second. So, actually, I'm gonna finish my thought while I'm on it. I'm sure I got a couple of you out there who are thinking to yourself, okay, you guys don't use chicken meal, you only use whole chicken, and it's the first ingredient. But once it's transformed into a kibble, that you know, first ingredient of chicken will actually move farther down the ingredient list because of the water weight. Are you guys following me? Anyone?
I think they're good. Everybody's on mute, so nobody's picking up background noise.
I want to make sure you guys understand where I'm going with this. I get this question all the time, where people are like, okay, yeah, you're not using chicken meal, you're using chicken, but once you turn it into kibble, then that chicken that was once the first ingredient is now become, you know, the 7th or 8th ingredient. That is not the case with Halo. We add way more whole muscle meat to compensate for not using meal. So that's kind of where the cost factor comes into play with Halo. Okay, let's go to the next slide. I just wanted to share with you our top 20-some ingredients and just kind of bring attention to the fact that they're recognizable, identifiable, wholesome ingredients. Chicken, eggs, pea protein. I mean, just those first 3 ingredients right there are a protein source. The chicken is whole, hormone-free, antibiotic-free chicken. The second ingredient is eggs. Not egg products, but actual whole eggs, which are very highly digestible sources of protein. The third ingredient is pea protein, which is also a very highly digestible protein source. Okay, let's go to the next slide. I wanted to try to capture this image for you guys so you can see the difference in chicken used in a wet diet. It's very expensive to continuously open cans to be able to paint this picture, so I did my best to capture it through picture. As you can see on the white plate on the left picture, we're comparing Wellness with Blue, with Castor and Pollux, and Halo. So you move up to the upper right-hand corner with, actually, let's move to the bottom right-hand corner with the fork. I mean, look at those beautiful vegetables. Like, have you ever seen a better-looking can? Most cans out there are cooked in a 2-step process. Our cans are the term, you know, for those of you beer drinkers out there, craft style, small batches, those types of descriptions, like that's Halo. We are a craft style, small batch, boutique manufacturer of food. Our cans are very high moisture diets. And going back to the 3-step process, the third step in making our cans is the fact that we fold in the vegetables so that they're still whole and visible in the can. All right, now let's move back up to the picture with the 4 different samples of chicken. If you go clockwise, starting with the sample on the left and go all the way around, the first little nugget that you see there is the wellness. The one at the top is blue. The one to the right is Castor and Pollux. And then, of course, the sample at the bottom is Halo chicken. Now, if you can look closely at the piece of Halo chicken, you can see the actual torn meat. Like it's an actual piece of chicken. And then if you look at the other pieces of protein, it's like a minced processed loaf. Just that's a very big difference in our protein sources. Our protein sources, like I said before, are minimally processed. So as close to nature as possible. Let's go to the next slide. Once again, on the pictures on the left side, we're comparing Halo's classic Spot Stew with 3 other competing cans. And I just wanted to show you this picture on the right is a new diet that Halo has recently launched. It's carried at Pet Club, and it is what we call our Spot's Choice. Spot's Stew, is a stew. Spot's Choice is going to be a shredded meat protein with chickpeas and carrots. And if you look closely at the Spot's Choice picture, you can see the actual torn, shredded pieces of chicken. And just to plant a little seed with you, our Spot Stew cans for dogs, they are not grain-free. But our Spot's Choice cans for dogs are 100% grain-free. And on a side note, every single one of our cat cans are all grain-free. All right, let's go to the next slide. So what we have here is a comparison chart, and we're comparing Halo's dry Spot Stew adult chicken formula against a bunch of other leading natural dog foods. We're comparing protein, fat, fiber, and moisture. And as you guys all know, the moisture content's going to be the same because it's a dry diet. When looking on the left at all the brands listed, go about a third of the way down, and you will find Natural Balance Ultra Premium, and their protein level is the highest at 32%. But keep in mind that 32% protein source, of that 32%, the majority of that is coming from potato. And then you go up to the highlighted orange box of Spot Stew, and you'll find that we are in second place with 28% crude protein. Now, I'm circling back around to that topic that I was discussing with regards to chicken, the water weight, and that ingredient moving farther down the ingredient list. Remember, that's not the case with Halo because we add way more chicken. But I kind of wanted to break down this protein here so you could see what it's made of. So, of the 28% crude protein, 80% of that is coming from a whole, hormone-free, antibiotic-free, muscle meat protein source. 10% of that is coming from whole eggs, and 10% is coming from whole peas and pea fiber. It's a pretty good assortment to make up that 28% crude protein. Let's go to the next slide. I just want to touch a little bit on Halo's public relations and media exposure. A lot of people think that because we're affiliated with Ellen that we have all this money and we're this big company, and that's just not the case. We're a rather small company, and we have mastered the art of utilizing public relations and media exposure over any of our competitors, which is much more powerful to the consumer than paid advertising, if that makes sense, because public relations and media exposure, it's all, word of mouth and, consumer testimonies. It's paid advertising. Let's go to the next slide. These are just some of the awards that we have received. If you look down in the bottom right-hand corner, Halo's Spot Stew was awarded the best commercial diet by the Dog Cancer Survival Guide. In 2012, we won Best Grain-Free Cat Diet and Best Grain-Free Dog Diet by Editor's Choice. No meals and no grains. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Uncle Chi-Chi, but he's up towards the top, and he was recognized as the world's oldest dog. He lived in Manhattan, and this dog, I believe he was 21 and a half when he died in 2011. And the owners accredit his long life and health to the fact that they fed him Halo for 20 years. Let's go to the next slide. This award really hits home with me. We received the first and only Seal of Excellence from the National Canine Cancer Foundation. No other pet food company has ever received this award. Now, the National Canine Cancer Foundation isn't saying that Halo cures pet cancer. They're simply recognizing our commitment and our passion for using the best quality, all-natural ingredients in the prevention of pet cancer. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, so I'm kind of a sales geek. I love brainstorming different ways to increase that market, the market basket, to generate add-on sales, and to get that customer to try as many Halo products as possible without feeling like they bought something that they really didn't want. So remember, I told you guys all of the Halo products at Pet Club are going to be on sale at 20% off. You're going to have those coupons, and all these products are on frequent feeder programs. So this is a perfect opportunity to suggest the Dream Coat, which is our #1 selling supplement, and or suggest our Awesome Spots Chews. I mean, if somebody's going to go in and consider or is willing to drop, 60 bones on a bag of Halo, that person's going to be very more receptive and inclined to trying the Dream Coat and the Spots Chews than, someone who's, buying maybe, a less expensive food. I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Let's go to the next slide. So this is a great opportunity to give the customer that $4 coupon and say, hey, since you're taking advantage of the 20% off today, I want to give you this coupon so that you have an opportunity to incorporate the Dream Coat into your pet's diet. Dream Coat is an all-natural blend of cold-pressed virgin oils that consists of GMO-free soybean oil, safflower, sunflower, garlic, cod liver, and anise. This is a great alternative to products like salmon oil. This is more of a plant-based, everyday supplement. Salmon oil is very potent. It's very strong. Sometimes dogs are allergic to it. Oftentimes the owner just can't tolerate the smell of it, and sometimes it makes dog coats greasy. So Dream Coat is a great alternative. We have a cult following with this product. When people try Halo, when people try Dream Coat, they become a Dream Coat customer for life. This product will eliminate excess shedding, itching, scratching, boost the immune system, alleviate allergy symptoms, and it's going to heal the body and transform the coat from the inside out. It's going to make the coat nice and shiny. The more you use it, the better it works, and this product is good for both cats and dogs. It's pretty much odorless. You can get a slight hint of garlic when you smell it, which makes this supplement very palatable for pets. Halo guarantees that you will notice a difference in your pet's coat within 7 to 10 days. Keep in mind that every single one of our products has a 100%
You will now be placed in
consumer
conference.
satisfaction
To
guarantee.
mute your line, press star 6.
Go to the next
To
slide.
unmute, press pound 6.
Do we have a question?
No, it looked like somebody might have gotten bumped off and came back on. I think we're okay.
Okay, so the Spots Chews are without a doubt my favorite product that we sell. These dental chews are without a doubt low-hanging fruit. All you have to do is have a package of these pumpkin. Make sure they're pumpkin. There's nothing wrong with the mint, but the pumpkin is an easy sell. Have a package of these pumpkin dental chews in your apron and encourage the customer to smell these chews and look inside the bag at the shape. They're heart-shaped. They're fully digestible, brown rice based, no corn, no wheat or soy, amazing ingredients like pumpkin, apples, carrots, whole oat groats, and cinnamon. These dental chews are also infused with calcium carbonate, which will help promote strong, healthy teeth, and it's also infused with chia seeds, which are rich in omegas. And I honestly cannot say it enough that this product smells awesome. It smells like pumpkin pie. They're the bomb. Okay, so some tips for selling chews. I know that I've been able to approve each of you to buy a 4-pound bag of food to use as a visual when you're in the store demoing. I wasn't able to get these dental chews approved. However, I would like to extend the 20% offer to you, and I encourage you to buy a bag of these pumpkin dental chews at 20% off. Use a $4 coupon. You'll end up getting these for like $2 or $3. Keep them in your apron pocket. Interact with the customer with them. Encourage them to smell them, and then take them home and share them with your pets when you're finished. I have a pretty good batting average. I'd say 80 to 85% of the people that I encourage to smell these dental chews end up buying them. That's pretty good turnout. Let's see. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. And these are some of my final tips for being successful with selling Halo. Remember to remind the customer that Halo is new to Pet Club and that it's on promotion for 20% off. Make sure you offer the customer a $4 coupon and inform them that Pet Club offers Halo as part of their frequent feeder program as well. That's free incentive to get the customer to give Halo a try. Advise the customer that all Halo products have a 100% consumer satisfaction guarantee. So if they don't like it, there's no risk and they can get their money back. But that honestly rarely ever happens. And then probably one of the most important things that you can tell the customer is what differentiates Halo from every other dry food on the market. And that's the fact that we don't use chicken meal or rendered meat. Now remember, we're not talking bad about other brands that use chicken meal or rendered meat. We're just simply offering the customer another option to feed their pet a minimally processed food. And then I think it's very important to, interact with the customer, build that relationship. Encourage them to look inside a bag of food and smell it and get a feel for the kibble. If you guys have a pen, I'd like to make a suggestion on what bag you choose to purchase for your demonstrations. My personal favorite dry diet to open up and encourage customers to smell is the lamb diet, and that can be found in a lime green bag. And then my second recommendation, if you're going to pick one or the other, would be our small breed formula in turkey, duck, and pheasant, and that is a purple bag. One other little tidbit I want to offer you with regards to the turkey, duck, and pheasant is that it is our most palatable diet that we offer. I mean, we launched it about 8 months ago, and I continuously get feedback from consumers that are just blown away with the palatability of this diet. It's great for those picky pets. People who come in and say, my dog won't eat anything. This is a great diet to get them on. Another thing to keep in mind, I forgot to mention this, is that all of our diets are rotational. So you can switch from chicken to salmon to lamb with no digestive upset. Another way that you can interact with the customer, as we said before, is to physically show them a bottle of Dream Coat. And then another way is to encourage the customer to smell the pumpkin dental chews. I'm telling you, low-hanging fruit, people. You will have a ton of success selling dental chews. And even if you come in contact with a customer who maybe is going to purchase a bag of Blue Buffalo or another, Nature's Variety or another all-natural dog food, that doesn't mean you can't suggest the Halo Dream Coat or the Scotch Chews or our ear wash. Our ear wash is also the bomb. But I only have an hour to go over this with you, so I couldn't really focus on the ear wash today. Okay, let's go to the very last slide. This is my contact information. This is my cell phone, and this is my direct email. I am an open book, so I encourage you to take pictures while you're demoing, text them to me. I love pictures. So I will not get irritated with that. And then these are my guys. This is Talk and Jack, and they're my little hound dogs. They're Halo dogs. And really, that's all I have right now for information. With training, we can open it up for questions. I just actually thought of one thing. With regards to our cans, oftentimes, well, not oftentimes, it's not a very common situation to run into, but every now and then I'll run into a customer who tells me my cat has constant urinary tract infections, my cat has pancreatitis, my dog has pancreatitis, or crystals. So oftentimes when those issues are present, the pet parent is going to be looking for a diet that is rather low in protein. I can guarantee you that if you were to go pick up a 13.2-ounce can of Halo Dog chicken and a 5.5-ounce can of Halo Cat wet chicken, so two cans, and compare them to an equivalent protein and with a competing brand, you will not find another product on the shelf that could be more perfect for those specific acute issues. I believe the protein level on our chicken cans for dogs is around 4.5%. Most other, another competitor that is even close to that is around 7.5. So if you have customers that are looking for a specific diet for pancreatitis, urinary tract infections, or crystals, Halo cans can't be beat. Okay, sorry, I lied. I have one more thing to say. If you have a pen, I encourage you to write this down. This is a web address that I hope that you take advantage of. I hope you post it on your Facebook page and share it with your friends and family. And that web address is www.halopets.com/coupons. And you have to make sure you put the /coupons, or you will be digging around on our website for a hot minute, and it will take you a while to find these coupons. There's usually between 7 to 10 coupons posted. Sometimes, those coupons are, $10 off a 28-pound bag, $2.50 off of a supplement, a free can, maybe, I don't know. They change every 30 days. But if you are welcome to print these coupons off and use them as often as you like, you can use these coupons in conjunction with the in-store promotion and with the frequent feeder program. So print them off and use them and share it on your Facebook page. Okay, I'm done.
Fantastic, as everybody tries to digest everything that we just got handed. Brooke, one more time, and I'm doing this for everybody that's listening too. Your recommendations for the bag that they're going to purchase to use as their sample as they're actually doing their demos. Your number 1 choice was the lamb diet, and your number 2 choice was the small breed. What size bag again are they to get?
Yeah, a 4-pound bag.
4-pound bag, okay. And you guys, everybody is welcome to use the coupons. You're going to be able to take advantage of the sales, and that is okay for us to be reimbursing to the reps. You guys are picking up the cost on that, correct, Brooke?
We're picking up the cost on the 4-pound bag of food. I have not been authorized to pick up the cost on the Spots Chews, and I understand that it might be a $3 investment, but like I said, they're 20% off. Plus, you have a $4 coupon. Keep that Spots Chew package in your pocket. Encourage the customers to smell them, and then take them home and share them with your baby.
Absolutely. Now, if they're doing, I know a lot of my reps are doing more than one location. You just want them to purchase one bag at the first location that they're going to, and that bag is going to then transfer then to the rest of the demos. We're not going to keep repurchasing bags each time.
Right. Right, and I apologize, you guys. I'm just, like I said, Halo is a small company, and we're running on a tight budget, so I could only afford to let you purchase one bag of food, and you need to use that for all 3 demos or however many multiple demos you're doing. But then after the demo, you're more than welcome to use that product on your own pet.
Okay, so reps are going to, just for reps information, I know now I've got a number of them that are new for this project, and this is a new, obviously for us working with Halo. When you purchase your food at the store, you're going to want to make sure that you hold on to your receipt. A copy of your receipt is going to need to come back to your team lead so that we can take care of the reimbursement, and you're going to have to do your computer entry. So talk to your team lead if you've got any questions on what you need to do on our end for that reimbursement. I would personally recommend after you get that copy of that receipt to us, take that receipt and tape it onto the bottom of your bag so that it's out of sight and it's not, don't tape it right across the front of it or something like that. That way we don't have any questions from the stores as to whether it's been paid for, do you need to take care of it. If it's just taped on there, it won't be an issue at all.
That reminds me of something. I reached out to the pet club and I asked them, would it be okay if the demo reps use a bottle of Dream Coat from the shelf as a visual while they're demoing? And they said no problem. So feel free to track down either an 8-ounce or 16-ounce Dream Coat and put that in the pocket of your apron so that you can, pull it out and review the ingredients with the customer and use it as a visual. It helps.
Brooke, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Just make sure that you replace the Dream Coat on the shelf when you're finished with the demo.
Brooke, I have a quick question for you.
Okay.
Are the stores, I'm assuming because you said you've talked with pet clubs, they are aware that we are doing demos in their store for the month of June, correct? I mean, our reps are contacting the stores and scheduling appointments, but was something sent to their corporate to let them know that we are going to be coming?
Oh, yeah.
To demos? Okay.
I've been in touch with Weston, and he's the head guy, and Gina and Britlin, and they are super excited.
Okay, so there's not any type of like an authorization letter or anything that we need to take in case there's a question. Sometimes different managers, whatever.
I mean, I'm not positive that every single manager knows, but I know that I know that the people who count know, so you shouldn't run into any issues.
Okay. Okay.
Are your guys' demos going to start this weekend?
Yes, I think they have through the month of June to do 3 4-hour demos, and so I think that this is the first weekend they can start scheduling them. Yes.
I will reach out to Pet Club again this evening and remind them that the demo starts this week, so just in case, we don't have any surprises.
Okay, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Brooke. It was a great training call.
Brooke,
Hey, can I ask, have any of you guys heard the Ellen commercials on radio? In Arizona?
Linda, I see
Anybody
you just
there?
came off of mute. There's not a ton of us on this call, so if anybody wants to talk or ask any questions, just star 6 to unmute yourself, and we'll do what we can to take turns, and that way we're not stepping on each other.
I can honestly say I have not heard the commercials.
Oh, man, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
I'm
here in Arizona. I haven't heard the commercials either, I'm sorry to say. I tell you, though, that my German Shepherd is on Halo and has been on Halo for the last 3 years. It's the only thing that's utilized, and so it'll be really fun sharing the story and doing these demos for you.
Wow, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I have a question, though. You're stating to get dog food. You don't recommend us using cat food for the demo?
Oh, whatever you want. I personally lean towards the lamb just because when you open the bag, it has some freeze-dried peas and carrots and herbs and cranberries that are visible, and it looks good. But I'm just making suggestions. You feel free to pick whatever 4-pound or 3-pound bags that you feel, like you want to promote, and whatever you think that, you might be able to utilize at home. I just personally think that the lamb and the turkey, duck, and pheasant formula are really good. They show well.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, I just have a quick question.
I have a...
You go ahead.
Oh?
Go ahead.
Yes, could you repeat the website, please, for the coupons?
Oh, sure. It's www.halopets.com/coupons.
Okay, great. Thank you. Coupons.
And those coupons change every 30 days.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
I'll say something. Hang on, I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
For our demo setup, can we possibly have, on our laptops, a PowerPoint playing that you guys sent us? That'll,
I provided Darla with a one-page cheat sheet for you. It's one page front and back. The front side covers all of the dog diets, and the other side covers all of the cat diets.
Okay.
Anybody else with any questions? I don't see anybody else that's unmuted right now. Brooke, we do have one question that got typed in asking if Halo's for all stages of dogs, puppies to adult, or, how are the bags split out?
Sure. Our classic diet is meant for all life stages. The kibble is a little smaller than a typical dry dog food. We do have a puppy formula, but I'll be honest and tell you that I've cross-passed with 2 puppies since I've been with Halo, and I put those pups on adult formula right away. So it is meant for all life stages. However, we are launching a large breed formula in October, and it'll be a slightly larger kibble, and the nutritional profile will be adjusted to meet the metabolic needs of a larger breed dog. And the same applies with our small breed formulas. The kibble is slightly smaller, The small breed formula is also infused with DHA Gold, which is a vegetarian source of omegas, which help with brain development. And totally just lost my train of thought again. I can't remember if I told you guys all of our
You will
diets
now
are
be placed into
rotational.
conference. To mute your
I get a
line,
lot of
press
questions
star
on whether or
6.
not
To
people should
unmute, press pound
transition
6.
their dog onto Halo. You know, it's a personal preference. Every dog is different. Some dogs have a more sensitive tummy than others. I personally have put my dogs on Halo right away with no transition, but I always advise people that if they have the time and still have some of the old food left over, to at least, try to transition the dog to a new food over the course of 3 or 5 days, because I would hate for a dog with a sensitive stomach to, maybe have a loose stool and then have the pet parent, think that Halo was the cause of it. You know what I mean?
Anybody else with any questions?
Anybody else on there? I can't really hear anyone.
I have a question.
Okay.
Are we setting up tables in the pet club, or are we not setting up tables?
I mean, I think that's up to you. If it were me, I'd probably bring the table, and if you have, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, you can just leave it in the car.
Okay. What size table?
I think a
It's
card
your regular
table.
square card table
I think a card
that we
table
use
is
for everything else?
sufficient.
Okay. So the size is like 3 foot by 2 foot?
No, it's square.
In all honesty, I think, with the apron having 2 pockets, you stick, coupons in your back pocket, a dream coat in the left pocket, and a Spotch Chew in the right. It offers you the opportunity to be more mobile and not stay in one spot, and that way you can get around the store a little better and have access to more people.
So just double check with your store manager. We do run into stores once in a while that will not allow tables at all, or they just don't have room if the aisles are super crowded. And we've also had very successful luck with a lot of the reps starting to use more of like a TV tray type size to cut down on the amount of space that it takes up. But just check with the store manager. If they're good with a regular size table and they've got space, by all means go ahead and use it. Anybody else have any other questions? Phone number ending in 1004. You just came off of mute. Did you have a question? All right, Brooke, I would say we are good. It was greatly appreciated. That was fantastic information.
Yeah, I hope I didn't overwhelm you, but I really want to give your company kudos. This is the first time I've ever had the opportunity to test the demo program, and you guys have been just awesome to work with, and a class act, and just a well-oiled machine, and I'm really, grateful that you guys are out there helping me build this brand. So you're all I appreciate you all very much.
We appreciate the work, to say the least. I know all the reps definitely do, and we will do what we do best over the next few weeks for you.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Thank you, Brooke. Thank you very
Thanks,
much for the information. Yeah, great training.